a therapy session, dealing with pain and obsession. Why do we lie? Why do we try to hide everything until the day we die? Welcome back to Therapy Session in the House of DNA. Today I'm here with Gandiii.
Hello, everybody.
Introduce yourself.
I'm a Spanish freestyler. So I begin my music career making freestyle. Then I begin to make some lyrics, and now I'm here in Berlin studying music engineering. I'm trying my best now in the university, and I'm now in my halfway. So I have 2 years and maybe a third one if I decide to make a master in some topic. But that's like what I'm doing in music in my life.
So studying music is something that you consciously decided to do, or how did it came up?
That's a good question, because I never thought about to really study music until I began another university, another stuff that was like economics and psychology, like a mix, hybrid study. So at the moment I was like studying another thing, I realized, man, I want to make another thing it's interesting, but it's not my passion. So I lose very, very fast my interest on all the topics. And it was like really interesting topics like sociology, for example. It's like topics where I'm very interested as person, but
not to study it.
Not to study that, because this passion point was always missing and all the studies that I have looked for it. So at the moment where I ask myself, where is my passion? At this moment comes the music and really and topic in my mind. So, okay, now in the music industry, what can I study that I be part of the industry of music, but not obligated to be an independent artist and looking to sign with a label or things like that. It will be very good, but it's like not just this possibility, just have more possibilities and more, like being a professional, not only in the stage, like singing or having a show, also like
behind the scenes,
the marketing or the management of
music
artists, of music general. It's like trying to be part of the industry and not focus only in my career as an artist, so I can bring a lot of experience from other fields in my music and otherwise.
This is a smart decision. So you would just like not to be the unknown artist who's just doing the music. It's also more about the marketing aspect on it, and like No, I lost the track of my thoughts, man. I had too many in my mind.
I feel that.
It was just like there was like a crash. So going back to, so you wanted to study this. First of all, going back to the other one. So you, how many semesters did you did before you reflected on yourself and asked yourself, what do I really want to do?
Honestly, that was the first semester. I just finished it because my family, my mom especially, they were like paying the university. So
was it private or?
It was private, private school. So
may I ask how much you paid for it, or your parents paid for it?
That was like 500 euros for the matricle.
Okay.
And then like 250 each month. So it was okay, but it's pretty expensive. I mean, that was just one semester. If you
I know, over the years,
you make that for the whole study, it's like a very, very much.
Because when I studied fashion design first in a normal university, like in a, no, I'm missing the words again. And then I went to a private one, and they charged 600 every month, 680 or so.
Yeah, I'm now. It's also pretty funny that you ask because my last university, I already finished 4 semesters,
Okay.
and they get uh, in bankrupt, like
Wow. Okay.
insolvent.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they just said we can pay, we can take the service more to the students. So it
So they
was
closed.
like now very complicated moment because I was also studying private. That means that all the stuff that I learn and all the titles are not recognized by the state.
Hmm.
So I was like looking for another private school that was like in the music business. And now I already find one, and I'm starting now my studies now in March, in middle of March. So
Nice. How old are you now?
I am 22 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of time.
Yeah, I have time, and I also like fly away from my island, from Spain, very quickly. So I just finished my bachelor, and I was like working for 10 months.
Okay.
And after having the money, the first decision was
Go.
to go,
Okay.
just go.
So your family still lives there, right? You came
Yeah,
up.
I'm from my family, I'm the only one.
Okay. So you decided specifically for Berlin, or did it just came like?
No, this psychology semester, what I told you, it was in München.
Ah, okay.
So it was also a quite experience for me, like the people in Bayern.
It's different, though.
It's completely different
Yeah.
as here in Berlin, especially in the art and the music.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just in general, the mentality, how open people are and how open are people to make certain things, you know. So it was like pretty hard for me. And yeah, after like this, taking this passion and analyzing myself, I just decide, okay, I want to study music, and I have a very good German, better than my English.
Ah, okay. You speak better German than English. Wow.
Yeah,
How
so
did you learn it?
because I had like a German bachelor in
Ah,
Spain,
okay, okay.
so I just can't talk or
Let's go deeper.
could.
Why German language? Why did you like the German language?
It was honestly a decision of my parents because
Okay.
I studied there for 15 years. So from Grundschule, like
Yeah.
infantile, or like with four before primary,
Yeah.
like 2 years, and then primary till the end, like 12th class.
Okay. Interesting. So your parents wanted you to do it.
Yeah, because I come from Gran Canaria, and it's like very very good for a tourist, like
Yeah, that's
because
true. I have a
it's
lot of
like it's
friends.
very beautiful and all the stuff, and it's fun. But for the people living there, searching a better future, it's like very complicated if you are not like in gastro.
Okay, okay.
It's like
I get it.
our economy is like 95% of all the money that it's make,
Wow.
it's coming from outside.
Wow.
So, and it's now like living more than 1 million people, and just the value of the work of this million people is just based on a 5, 6, 7%.
Wow.
It's like very crazy.
Okay.
So in the study world for the kids there, it's like you have 5, 6 very good schools that gives you the opportunity to go to another place when you're finished, and just one was German and all the rest are English. So my parents decide, okay, let's try first German, and if it's not work, let's try then an English one, and it works. So I just stay there, and yeah.
I thought your parents decided to for you to learn German to get a better understanding of the German political situation. I'm just joking.
No. My parents, they just can say a word in German, like
Like they said,
Kartoffeln. Und
they were like, Check the history. We didn't understand anything. Why did they make these decisions? But yeah, okay. So tell me about your, like, the passion for music. How did it come? Is it in your family, or how did it evolve?
Mm, that's a complicated question because I really met music because friends,
Okay.
because the streets, like just hanging out and people making freestyle, and it was like a vibe that I really enjoy.
And you
And
just jumped
so
on it then.
yeah, I
Okay.
just jam on it, and that's was like really the motivation behind. One day, like I saw the first time a good friend of me like making rap freestyle, and I was like so wonder of this moment and the energy and how he's expressing herself. It was like so special for me that I just decide I want to make what he's making and
Okay.
better. So
Okay.
that was really my motivation. But if I look then to my family, to the family of my father, that's a lot of professional musicians. And
All Spanish then, right?
uh, yes,
Okay.
from nationality, but it gives like two or three people. They were like very big, for example, with trumpet, saxophone, and violin.
Nice. So they're playing like instruments then,
Yeah,
just
they're
okay,
playing,
okay.
and they was like, yeah, like playing in the best philharmonies, and that was like really
Nice.
professional.
Okay.
But that was like in the other way, not people that I met in my life.
Yeah, but it's in your
Yeah, it's like
DNA.
you feel that
Yeah,
exactly. It's in your
exactly.
DNA, but it it was like another moment
Yeah,
that breaks up and gives you like this motivation, and you are like, wow, what's this? I want to make what you are making. Comes from another part, but yeah, in my family, it gives a lot of musicians.
because in my family, when I started to make, like, I started to sew my own clothing when I was, I think, 15 or so.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I had no experience at all. I just told my parents I want like a sewing machine and I want to do this. So at some point, I asked my parents. I was like, "Mom, neither you nor Dad do these kind of things, and you don't have any eye for it. Why do I? Why am I in the position to like it?" And then my mom told me, because her aunt and the uncle of my father and so on and so forth, they have done it. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's in me. That, so it always comes back to into our system somehow. It's in our blood. I think that
Yeah,
plays a huge role in what we um, want to do in our life at some point.
yeah, and where the passion and where really like the interest of a person. This, but not
Exactly.
like interest like I'm interested in some topic, or I'm
Hmm.
interested in Coca-Cola because I like to
Sugar.
drink Coca-Cola. It's like really what is inside you from
Yeah.
yourself,
The
what
passion
the
is just
passion.
there.
It's
Yeah.
like just there, and yeah, it gives a lot of musicians, but this passion was like born from another part.
Yeah. Sometimes someone has to spark something
Yeah,
inside of you
exactly.
to make you active and to go and do it. Sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes you don't even know. You just hang around people and like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then someone does something or says
And
something.
show you something new,
Yeah, and
and
then
you
you're
say,
like,
wow.
wow, yeah, that was exactly what I was looking for. You know, it's
Yeah.
like that. It's just like the same thing with art. I do a lot of paintings, and like back then, I wasn't good at it.
Hmm.
You know, when you start as a child, you just see the things and then you just paint whatever. And then my aunt is an amazing artist, and she's also an amazing writer and poet and so on and so forth. But like knowing that my aunt does it, it motivated me and sparked more in me to do even more of this. It's always kind of like that. Like my cousin
Hmm.
is a musician, and when I was a child, I looked up to him and I was like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like him. Like these things motivates you within the family to do more of the things that you like.
Like I said, not really, because this
Now it was
This
from my perspective, not yours.
sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a
No,
question.
no.
Yeah, from I hadn't this experience what you
Mhm.
talk, because some of them they still alive,
Yeah.
they're live, but it's like not really people that I
Have the connection to.
have the connection. I mean, for
Okay.
example, one of them just I met him once in his marriage day.
Okay.
So it
So
was
there was a
like, yeah, it's like he played also in, and it was like amazing because he has like 40 years
of experience.
experience, because
Okay.
he played like since he's 6 or 7. It's
Wow.
like crazy shit, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like not really a person that has that power of presence in my life.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's an interesting topic, and I always like ask everyone who's here if they're willing to go into it or not.
Mhm.
How was the connection within your family? How close is your whole family within each other? Like,
With music or each
no, no,
other?
in each other, like just family wise.
Honestly, my family is a completely disaster,
Okay.
because it gives like just a few patrons that they just don't want to accept. They had like a lot of problems, and they prefer to make that they don't have the problems, that really argue and solve that problems.
Hmm.
And then if you make that from generation to generation, you have like so a big mess, and
Yeah, it becomes more
nobody has
bitter.
really then the energy to
Okay.
give you, because I have my life, I have my problems, and why I want to get involved in all that,
Hmm.
when you as a person are giving me this family or this good energy where I am like expecting from a person in my family. So it's like very complicated. Also, like a few topics with alcohol and alcoholisms, and
Okay.
yeah, it's like all this pattern. You have a problem, you can solve it, so you get in some troubles, and yeah, after 20 years drinking, it's like uh, at which point I, as a person, want to invest energy with this person that just show me for all my life that he don't really want to change.
Hmm. Okay. How about the structure within, like, the small part of your family? Are your parents? Do you have siblings,
Uh,
like
siblings.
brothers, sisters?
So yeah, I have a little sister and a little brother.
Nice. How
Yeah,
old?
they are 14 and 15.
When they said little, I thought 7, 8. But I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
I mean
from your.
it's a big difference, because
I
it's
know.
like 7 and 8 years different, because
I know. Yeah,
from
I
me
get what you
today.
mean.
So
Yeah,
it's like
my
the little
brother.
ones, but the little ones are not so little now.
And my
It's
youngest brother is about 30 now. I always say my little brother, so I
yeah,
get what you mean. Yeah,
it's the
it's
little one.
programmed in our brain. They're little. Yeah.
You just grow up with the little one.
So it's like my parents. They say, yeah, but he's still the youngest of you, and he's still a child. I'm like, he's 30. Like, they're like, no, but he's still. Even the parents will see the youngest child as the child that will never grow up. So it's something in us human beings to always perceive the little ones as little ones forever. I don't know. It's it's interesting though.
Yeah, I think that's just the perspective of normality.
Of
And
course. So how is the connection within, like, your parents and the siblings? How is it? Is it more harmony? Is it, or is it like the big part of the family?
mm,
How does it affect your life?
honestly, very, very negative.
Okay.
Because yeah, my father has a lot of problems that he don't really want to accept. He is also a person that he can't really talk about feelings.
Okay.
That makes also like just
So
go
he's
in
more
himself.
okay.
And
He's more distanced.
yeah, yeah, like
Okay.
I don't know, just sounds maybe a little bit stupid, but I can't really remember the five last times where my father says I love you or
Mm.
just hug me or like little things. So yeah, you make that good. Or it's like a person, it's like a rock, you know, it's like it's there and maybe you can move that and maybe you cannot,
Mm.
depends of your energy, but the it will be, it still like it is, it's a stone, and maybe it's an A or maybe it's in point B, but it's the same stone.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, with my mother it's like more empathic, but I had like also
The ups and downs.
yeah, and we are like now really in a very very big down because a lot of problems with my father are coming, like
Mm.
are processing, and now I'm like really realizing uh, things that you can't really at the age of 10, 12, because you are just a kid and you don't really realize all the decisions and how they can affect in the future.
Mm.
And now I'm like really realizing that a lot of stuff was made completely in the opposite way. And now it's like she wanna improve and she wanna make that, but I'm just in that point where I'm asking myself, do I really want to make that? Because the problems that I have now and I'm struggling with myself today, I have it and I need energy to solve it.
Mm.
So I'm just making a little bit balance in my mind how far I want to invest my energy to make something good, because I haven't a bad relationship with her, but it's like,
Now you would have to try solve her problems
yeah,
somehow. Yeah.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
like you just take took the wrong decision. Now I'm suffering that decision, and I'm like having a lot of process, how I socialize and how I see
The people around you and
the
everything.
persons
Yeah.
around me, especially women around me, and how feelings are affected and that kind of things. It's like very intense. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not really mad, but I'm just really thinking about if I want to involve
Mm.
in all her process.
It's interesting that you mention it like this because it's like you said in the beginning that the family they have a certain pattern
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't want to get involved in certain things, and now you kind of take the same route in it, right? And you're thinking about to take the same route. I understand it. I'm just like,
Um, yes and no. Like from the idea of the concept, yes, but the reason behind is a completely different,
okay,
because they don't want to make that because they don't really feel prepared
okay,
as a person with this topic. I know I'm prepared because that's, like I said, I'm just very active right now in this moment of my life, processing all that information. So it's like I'm prepared to make that, and I am already make it by myself.
mm,
So there I broke the pattern because they never do it by
okay,
yourself
okay.
with themselves, not
Yeah,
with the rest of the family,
I know
just
what you mean. Okay,
me with me.
okay.
And there I change the pattern, and I'm just now in the part from me to the person. I'm struggling till which point I really, where is the balance between me and between my life, what I'm making now with all the bad basement that were built from day, and
Now I know what
how,
you
how,
mean.
how much energy I just want to invest in to solve problems. They are not really my, because I already have my problems.
Yeah,
And
you at some point in your life you have to make decisions on where do I want to go and do I want to stick to something that is not solvable. because some of the issues that maybe are at home, you cannot solve them at all. You can just listen and not do anything about it. So at the same time, I get it. Then you would have this negative vibe constantly, and you will be not able to focus on your things, and you not
Yeah.
won't progress in what you have to do in your life. So coming off that topic, is your music inspired by the pain, or what is your music exactly about? I mean, you rap, right?
Yeah.
Because I heard you on stage, I heard you rap, but I didn't get a word.
Yeah, I just begin obviously with.
Sorry, because not because he's mumbling or anything, because of the language. I don't
Yeah,
understand the language.
I
So,
just began with Spanish,
yeah.
so there it's like the language where I really feel comfortable um, for the freestyle,
Okay.
because I have no problems to speak German, not like my English, like I'm thinking for word
For
to
the words.
word
Okay.
how can I end the sentence, but in German it's like my Spanish, it's like my mother language.
Yeah, I heard you also in German, but I mean, like the Spanish, you go off different. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
vibe
why.
is
But
there. Yeah.
I'm also rapping in Spanish for 8 years, and I'm getting active in the German English scene.
Slowly.
Yes, like in lyrics, I have a lot of lyrics where I combine,
Mhm.
but at the moment of the freestyle, just throwing
The words.
ideas.
Yeah. Okay.
That that's the another feeling.
Of course.
So yeah, I'm like 1 year to 8 years compared. It's like 8 times more, and you feel it when
Of
I'm
course.
on stage and making freestyles. Always Spanish, and maybe I try a sentence in German, like just making the self sideshow for me,
Yeah.
like convincing myself I can do it and I can make that like in Spanish, but it's like always very complicated because you compare it to Spanish and you think about it. That was like
It's
shit.
different.
No, it's different. Yeah, it's
Definitely, it's
what I'm
different.
singing here. You know, it's like it's not really what I want to say.
But
Yeah.
tell me about the content of your lyrics. Like, what is it about? Explain it to the audience. Where does it come from? What is your inspiration?
Haha.
It's like the first time
I'm
thinking
a
about.
very polyphacetic artist,
Okay.
so you can now just play acoustic guitar, and the mood were my where I take in this moment, like the passion will be more like um, flamenco, for example.
Okay.
Like,
Nice. Okay.
but if you play now, I don't know, a drill beat, I will like trapping on the drill beat, or I don't know, just maybe a typical Spanish song. So I really began with rapping and with freestyling and all that world, but I always have like a free mind to make new things, and it's like not really a problem. I really enjoy to make something new. That's why I'm working, for example, now in a techno EP.
Okay.
So it's like rap tech. Now in Berlin, it's very good combination
Yeah,
between
Berlin
these two
definitely. Yeah.
genres. So where I find my motivation or my passion of all this is just the experience that I have. Like
So you take what you
it's like
experience into
from me,
words.
from my person, what I see, what I'm realizing, what I'm thinking, what I'm reflecting to other people, what's
Okay.
the reflection to other people, and how I'm feeling about this reflection. So it's like always having to do with me, but always like not this ego trip. Sometimes yes, it's part of it, but
It's
it's
always.
normally very objective. So I'm talking about certain topics and giving my opinion.
Is it like more storytelling, or is it? How is it?
Yeah,
Close to storytelling.
close to, but I always enjoy to let the free
Okay.
interpretation. So I I have like a field where I want that the people that listen feel inside this circle,
Mm,
but feel free in this circle to introduce your part of experience to the music and take the message that you need from there and what you feel.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the idea where normally where I'm writing.
Okay.
So it's trying to make the people think a little bit or think different, or trying to show another perspective, so a person with herself, like not trying to convince, because
I get it.
I
Yeah.
hate that, but
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, I just learn so much when people make the right question. And I'm like, fuck, he's it's true. I mean, I just were yesterday with a college and with a friend of me, and he asked me, man, at which point do you think eating it's a drug?
Mm,
And then he asked me, what was last time you control yourself not to eat?
mm.
And the only situations was like in a plane, in a like situation where you are obligated to, you
Okay.
need, but in the moment you are free to do something, then it comes like, and this kind of questions that the people really think about it. And just the fact that he makes the question to herself and just give it to me like as a question I'm thinking right now about this topic, makes me think from another perspective what I'm really making with my life, what I'm eating.
What was your answer?
My answer is yes,
Okay.
because if we analyze, for example, society, how highway or less way a problem in the last 40 years, for example, with all the technologies and social media, you see like a huge difference, like how the people are treating their self, and they are not thinking that's bad. They are going like so far away that they are like giving people like they are very over his weight, and it's like not, I'm not trying to say this person it's not beauty,
Oh,
but
I get what you mean. Like
that
they're
the
not in control.
person
They just take more and more and more.
argumenting,
Yeah.
exactly, that the person is argumenting, no, I look very good,
Mm.
fine, it's your opinion, I have maybe another one, but we are not talking about the perspective that other people have to you or to your body. It's just the
The
fact,
health.
the health
Yeah.
of your body.
Yeah.
What are you eating, and at which point what are you eating? It's not making the process in your body that it needs to. It's just a
Exactly.
completely different. That's why you are 180 and I don't know 130 kilos, and then you
Yeah.
said, bro, it's like I'm not trying to
Criticize your
your
looks
body
is
or
just
your
yeah.
look, it's
Yeah.
just the fact, like
Stay
it's
healthy.
another addiction. It's
Yeah.
like the people who needs a drink after work or a joint after work. It's like at the moment you need that
Yeah.
and you are not free to choice, you are there, it's like a addiction.
My best friend, or one of my best friends, he's like drinking Coke like water, even more than water. He's drinking like Coke, 4 liters a day. I was like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, you have to stop that because it's not. I want to grow old with you, like become 100 years old. He was like, no, that's the perspective of people. He was like, I don't care if I have a short life as long as I can eat and drink what I want. I was like, but that's not the right choice to do because sometimes it doesn't kill you. Sometimes it makes you ill and you will lay in bed for maybe a year or two or whatever. And I had this conversation with him and he wanted to tell me, no, it's all good, until I told him, but you have a little daughter. What if she brings like back home the first boyfriend, and you are ill and you can't do anything about it because this is like you can't say anything. He's Italian, and I was like, and you cannot say anything about it, and the guy won't respect you. What will he do? And he was like, okay, that's a good point. Maybe this would trigger him to take more care of himself. But I get the perspective of the
And
people.
that's the bad part of all, that the people that normally change, it's not often they change by themselves.
No,
They are
do
not changing
yeah.
because I feel sick or
Yeah.
I'm not feeling well. It's because another person,
Exactly. Yeah.
for another person, what is completely the wrong idea.
But the thing is, sometimes, when you look at relationships, you'd see two people, and from your perspective, you'd think to yourself, they don't go together. And I'm sometimes like, the universe made them go together because this other person cannot control themselves in something. So they have this life coach with them to help them to evolve into a different path.
Exactly, but that's completely another topic, because that's just my impression and my opinion for a
Definitely, yeah.
relationship. It can be better or worse, or toxic or not toxic, but that's not a fact. I mean, I can look to a friendship and say I love the energy that they are reflecting, or I can say I hate the energy or I hate the ways they are treated to, but it's not a fact. It's my thing.
Of course, yeah,
But
definitely,
this,
yeah.
for example, this topic with eating, that's a fact, because I need to eat. So where is really the limit? Calories, sugar, all that stuff. And yeah, I'm a general a person that also like against the system, and not because like, yeah, fuck you all, but it's like more, man, I really understand the system, and just that why is I'm against the system, because I see them, for example, in the food, they just make business. You are like a product.
Of course, yeah. They don't care about your health at all.
They don't care,
yeah.
exactly. There it's, for example, not really an organization that has the same power as other organizations with human interests.
But the other thing is, I have to, like, my mom is someone who is always making when she's cooking, like, everyone is like, wow, because all the different types of food, and she's always paying attention to what to cook and the health benefits and so on and so forth. And she tried that to talk to other people about their health and what they could do better, and people don't pay attention to it. They're like
because they have their mothers, and mothers 100 years ago,
of course not,
they were like really having time to spend with the family, and not just time, like they had really very clear ideas what they want to give to their kids.
But
and now it's like, you are disturbing, yeah, here's the iPad. Or you are crying for 2 hours because you want a lollipop, here's the lollipop. Just because they are not thinking in tomorrow, they're just thinking now, and losing this privilege of decision, because now I have this opinion, but just because my mother all days treat the food like your mother, like really
paying attention
what I giving, and which day with which frequency.
What I wanted to say is, going back to like the system, I totally agree with you. But what I wanted to say is, most people go with the system because they think this is good. Like they support the system at some point, because if everyone would think a certain way and wouldn't eat all these products and drink these things, the system must then change. But so many people who I talked to, they were like, why? It's all good. I like the way it is. I mean, they're brainwashed by the whole thing, and that's the sad thing about it, because they don't mind to drink this and drink that, eat this, eat that. I'm like, just look at like the fast food scene. I'm like, when you eat it, what's the benefit inside of it? Because I always look at food as like a source of energy for the human being to stay healthy, to feel good, to move, and to make your body like being full of being energized. And I'm like, yeah, but you drinking 5 Red Bulls a day, what would be, what's the benefit of it? Why don't you just eat these products, would be good? And they're like, why? The system set up already the good things for me. So many people are just like hypnotized by the things that the system puts out, and they support the whole thing.
Yes, but that's also part of the system.
Of course, yeah.
Because a system actually, and maybe that sounds like very extreme, but the system that we have in Europe and in the world, it's like a mafia.
Definitely, it's always like
But-
that. It's making money.
Yes, but not because making money. Because mafia can make money, but a mafia could make legal money being a mafia. The point where I really see the mafia is the people, like you said, they come in the system and they can't go out. But of course, of the fact you talk about, they are not asking themselves more, so they are just following
Just going with it, yeah.
But the real problem is not these people. The real problem is that the other people that are making this question, they have not another system. That's like a mafia. I have a bar, or you have a bar. Now I come and I say I want the half of what you make this month. If you don't, I will burn and fire your bar.
I know, yeah, like the old stories go.
That's
Yeah,
the same shit in society. You have the system, so accept it, or bro, go away, live alone in a tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't really have another opportunity in a systematical way.
I know.
You just go there or you are out, and all the people are in
I know what you mean.
because they need to.
Yeah.
They it's systematically. That's the part of the system.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like really.
That's why we sometimes need these revolutionary people who come in and change the whole thing again. But at some point, it gets back to it. But we talked a lot about of this right now. Let's get back to the music. Tell me, do you produce your music? Or let's start like this. How many things have you released so far?
I haven't released so much music. I think like 4 or 5 songs with collaboration with different collectives and different channels. Now I'm like preparing all the release moment, because I'm also making now a music company for the music industry.
Your own music company?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the idea. It's like make a platform where artists can make artists really a work, and not this like it's funny. We are creating a system for artists.
Yeah.
We are like organizing a way where you have like your minimal salary as an artist, and trying to give this opportunity to other people and connect other people. Because I feel, for example, in Spain, they are just against people, and also in the rap scene, and that's why it's like so sad for me, because they don't really have realized what they are making. They haven't understand the concept from what they are making. They are not making music. They need to bring people together and not against. And the Spanish or the German too in Berlin, it's a little bit different. It's a lot of competition, but you feel a lot of people have interest to work with you. But in Spain, it's like more putting people
on the side, and
it's just me.
Yeah.
And that's like, man, you are making hip hop, but you don't have any idea what hip hop as concept is. Because you're shitting all the. It's I mean you have understand it. And maybe your music it's very good and your harmonies and you have a very good songs, but the concept behind
I know what you mean.
it's done systematically.
Okay. So coming back to that, like, do you produce your own things?
Yeah, I am producing quite more, but the last 10, 12 songs that I already record was with other producers. One producer in Gran Canaria,
Okay.
where I come from, always looking for family and just enjoy always with him in the studio. And he is a very good producer.
He also lives in Berlin, or is
No,
he
no,
back
he
home?
lives in Gran Canaria,
Okay.
and he released the first triple auto-produced album.
Nice. Okay.
So like 46 songs or crazy shit,
Wow.
and auto-produced.
Wow.
All the songs, all the beats, all the mix and master. It's like crazy. And I love this guy because he's so ambitious and he has so many ideas. And then here I'm working with Marron Fernandez.
Okay.
That's also a very good big producer and also in the Venezuelan
Area.
in this
Okay.
panorama. But now he is in Dresden, so it's probably that I working the last 6, 7 songs with
Him.
root notes.
Okay.
So yeah, because I love the song that I
That
heard
we
the
did.
last time. Yeah, man, it was fire.
Man,
right?
it was a amazing surprise. Like when I came into DNA, I got to know everyone, not everyone, but like the main people who are always there, and some of them who I saw in the group or whatever. So at some point, I hit up Rude Note. I was like, "Hey Ali, let's do something together." That was, I think, last year, and then he was like, "Yeah, let's see if I have time because of this." And I was like, "Hey, just take your time, whatever. Just let me know when you're ready. I'll be ready. And if not, then I won't be ready. But you're whatever." And then he was like, "Yeah, okay, let's see." And then he hit me up at some point. He was like, after this whole like moving in here and all of that, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2, 3 weeks.
Yeah. So he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I made a beat. I want you and two other people that I picked out to do this song." Now, afterwards, I understood why he asked me once I was here, like at the performance. He was like, "How quick do you write lyrics?" I was like, sometimes 5 minutes,
Give me a
sometimes
topic.
exactly. I was like, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes a day, but like if the topic is there, it's mostly quick. Is that okay? And after that, he hit me with like, "Okay, I got a beat. This is the idea. Can you be done by Monday?" And I think he sent in the beat around Friday, Saturday, or something like that. And then I was like, "Yeah, of course we can do that." And the lyrics I wrote the day before not the night that I came before I came in. So I started writing around 12 o'clock, like 12 a.m. in the morning, like, and then till 1. And then I came in and we just recorded. Like I rewrote the lyrics because I didn't like it at first, but this is how the whole thing came together then. So, and I have to speak for Ali now because he was like, the community is big, and I feel like I'm doing some people wrong because so many people ask me to do something with them, and right now I just picked you guys, and I was like, "Look, you're the visionary right now, one right now. You're the producer. You had this idea. You pick out the people, so it's your choice. Don't feel bad about it because this is how it goes, man. Like sometimes if I would have an idea, I know that your flow, and I know how it goes. I'll be like, "Hey, Gandhi, come and hop on this track." So no one else should be offended by it. But there are some people who feel like, "Hey, but I asked you so many times to do something, but if the vibe is right now not there." So I told them like, just take it. Let's take it from here. Let's see how it goes, and then we do the next one.
Yeah, but that's also like in the artist scene. It's also I sorry, like picking going
No, it's all
back to
good,
the
dude.
topic.
Yeah,
It's like again systematically, but thoughts
yeah,
because man, I don't know. I was like, for example, with a big not here in Berlin, but in the Latino scene with big people in the
Mm.
same studio. And
Arrogance was there.
mm, exactly, but that's not what I mean. I'm talented.
Mm.
I know what I have to say. I know what my music can do. But in this moment where I'm like looking how these people are working on a studio, that was like a auto critic.
Mm.
Like, I'm not on the level that these people are right now in this moment in this studio. So
Mm.
it will be stupid from my part that I am so innocent to think that I have the freedom to be part of the project.
Mm.
And I think that this thought in the artist community, it's like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the
so
perspective of
the
themselves.
perspective
Yeah.
of themselves. I mean, like, bro, you are rapping and these and that, and I'm thinking about, man, you are in the way and you are making a good way,
Mm.
but you are comparing yourself, for example, in freestyle with me, where I'm like just 8 years of experience.
Mm.
And that doesn't mean I am better. That means I have more experience than you. And that's like a fact.
Yeah.
And that the people in their beginnings they are just very active, and that's good. It's this proactivity that artists really need to. And I don't want to be the person that tells you you are not on a certain level,
You have to realize it
but you
yourself.
have to
Yeah.
realize by yourself, like, man,
Because,
like,
like for me right now, I'm saying it straight into the cam. I'm not a freestyler. Many people tell me like freestyle. You're a rapper, right? I'm like, yeah, but not every rapper freestyles. I'm not one of those. Like I sit down and I like take a topic and I start writing. And they tell me, yeah, but then you're not a real rapper if you not. I'm like, this is not true because like it's different.
it's completely different. And that's why I don't use the word
Mm.
rapper. I don't make rap. Rap is one of the disciplines that I have experience in.
Mm.
So I make hip hop music in a very that's, I think, the global term
Mm.
in general. What the music I'm making now, it's coming a little bit of electronics in connection, but hip hop.
Mm.
And I'm Gandiii. It's not really a rapper. Like, I wrote my lyrics and I really enjoy that. But if you ask me where's my passion, it's freestyle.
Mm.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of artists, and for me, the ability to make freestyle and the ability to be able to write a lyric that touch your heart and you say, man, I feel that,
Mm.
it's a completely different. That's
Definitely
two
different worlds.
worlds. It's
Yeah.
another discipline,
Yeah.
because you having time and you are trying to go inside of the people, like, very deep, because you have this time to write and
Mm.
you think about what you really want to express to the people. And freestyle, it's like more an active, because you need to rhyme all the things,
Yeah.
but you want to give a energy or a not so deep energy or certain message to the people. But that's it's like a iceberg. Freestyle is what you see,
Yeah, it's not
and a
comparable.
lyric
Yeah.
is then all what you don't see, because you have the time really to
Go through it. It's
go
like a
to,
novel.
yeah,
You
go,
write a
go
novel,
through
you
it.
write the poems. It's different. Like the freestyle, you just kick it. Just let the beat run in there, just kick it. And what comes into my mind, what I feel right now, just put it out. But like when I write the lyrics, it's just an emotional path that I go through. Like where the last tracks that I wrote, it was a reflection of the 2 years that I lived. So it was like the friendships, the relationships, and so on and so forth. So I put it on paper, is a completely paper. Right now, we're not using that much paper, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it was different for me. Like to go into these emotions. Like I turned off the lights at home. I just had one little thing on, and I just wrote while doing that, and having the music in my ears is a different path. But like, and when I tell people I don't freestyle, like when I freestyle, it's just some stupid thing that comes out. It's not comparable to someone who's doing it for years. So, and but that's what many people don't understand. But it's interesting that you mostly, like, I got to know a few people who were mostly doing freestyles, and that's how they did their whole album. Is it something that you approach like that?
Honestly, I really, for example, as an artist, I need to, and that's like not a I don't want to criticize nothing, but I really see a difference how the people, how artists making music works
Mm.
in the studio, making lyrics. Like the people that are actively making freestyle,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that at a certain point, not all the people, but really in a general way, I feel that the people that are really, really, really into freestyle, they had a completely other ability that a person that writes lyrics, for
Of course.
example, going in the beat.
Mm.
I'm a person that, for example, the last song, we had a beat, and at the same time we were like in the bus going to the studio, and the producers talked to us, and he said that he has sell the beat that morning. So
So it was
in
off.
a exclusive, so
Okay, it
we
was done
can't
then.
do
Yeah.
anything with that beat, and we changed like a very boom bap beat to a rap melodic beat,
Okay.
and I record the song. And it's like not the arrogant things, but just from the feeling, it was like a normal recording
Mm.
session for me, just maybe three parts, and all the parts like 2 3 times.
That was it then.
The 30 minutes I was over.
Mm.
The person who are making the feed, he's not an active freestyler,
Yeah.
and for him to take this beat and change all the lyrics, not the lyric sound, and
The
introduce
rhythm
to
and
the
the
new
flow.
beat.
Yeah.
Man, we were like 3 hours in the
Of
studio
course.
just for
Sometimes it's like that.
for
Yeah.
20 bars, and I
Yeah.
was like thinking, it's it's not really I don't want to criticize, I just want to make clear that they are two different discipline, and you really feel this different in certain moment where people with coming from different disciplines come together, and
They
how
approach.
fast
Yeah.
or how
Yeah. How
just
they
how
approach
they
the
come
thing.
in the
Yeah.
flow, it's a different one.
Yeah. It's the same thing when I was writing. I was writing two songs, and I completely mixed it up, like because I was writing to this beat, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So and I had not structured like which beat belongs to what. I just knew it in my head. Okay, this is to that. And at some point, I was listening to the beat. I was like, because I was like reading off the lyrics and like flowing, and I was like, wait, didn't I write something else to this? And then I was just going through my lyrics. I was like, fuck. So picking out a different beat for the other text, and then I had to decide like which lyric do I take for this one. It was very hard to finally decide on a beat that would go emotionally what I've written. That's why I understand it if the other guy took a bit longer to rewrite the whole thing. First of all, in his mind, it was like the whole time he was probably, while writing, he was not really focused on it. He was just in his mind, fuck you, that you sold the beat, because I was preparing myself. I did it like this. To go back into this other feeling. It was different. Lucky for me, I picked out a different beat within 5 minutes, and it like matched perfectly. It was as if it was written for that. But if I would not have find a beat for that, I wouldn't have not released it. So because I would be like, okay, it doesn't feel right, you know.
Yeah.
So that's, I know the difference between like a freestyler, because like I said, I've met a lot of freestyle. They were like, just put on a beat, let's just freestyle. I'm like, no, man. Like the way I approach it is much more emotion into it. Not to say that the freestyle is not emotional, but like there are different levels of things that you go into the beat in with, and that's the beauty of it. Also, like you cannot say this is shit. This is no. They have their own worlds.
They work different. They
Definitely,
have
yeah,
different abilities. For example, like going into a beat.
yeah,
I listen to a beat and man, I just need one bar, and
yeah,
I know in my structure how the structure is,
yeah,
and this feeling. For example, in jam session, it's always very very funny how the people like sometimes are waiting to the band.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I'm not waiting for the band. I understand the band are playing in 4 takes, they are
yeah.
playing in 8 takes, and I'm rapping till the 8th or
Mm,
the 4th, and then comes the change.
mm.
And I'm not looking back like looking for a change, because I know the change
Come in,
comes,
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's like part of the ability to make a freestyle,
exactly, yeah,
because you need to recognize that very fast and connect it directly.
yeah,
And that's, for example, for something that you don't really need at the moment where you have your beat and you are writing, because that's the beat and you are writing deep on the beat.
yeah, yeah.
But that's not like this new beat, and then
I know
trying
what you
to
mean,
put
yeah,
and trying to put. It's like, it's just different.
yeah,
It's a
definitely.
different way to work.
And I admire everyone when they're here on stage and the band is playing and people just hop on stage and rap. For me, it's just like, nah, I don't feel it for my things because like that's what I mostly liked about DNA. It's one of the things because I've been to many places and they were like, I was like, can I play my own beat? So I can really go into it. And they were like, no, we just play you a beat and then you put your lyrics on it. I was like, okay, it's not gonna work for me like that, you know. And then I came
Yeah.
into DNA. They were like, yeah, of course, that's what we do. Like you put on your own beat and then you put your lyrics on it. It's great. I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's the right spot for me. One of the things that felt like the right things for me because, like I said, I've been to a few places and I would told the drummer, okay, I need this type of BPM. Then he looked at me and was like, what? I'm just gonna play the beat now.
Yeah.
So it's different for me, yeah. But as a freestyler, it's completely different. It's much, I think, much more freedom for you to just express yourself.
It's free
Yeah,
style.
exactly.
It's a freestyle.
Yeah,
And like two different words. Freestyle, it's a free
yeah,
style.
yeah,
So you need to work a lot on flows and how can I get the best of all beat,
in that
and how
moment, like,
fast
yeah,
I really recognize and
yeah,
know the beat before the beat is ending.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
And you are analyzing live
Yeah,
because you can't wait until the beat is over to begin.
and say,
You need
hey,
you
rewind
need to
it.
begin at the first moment. It's like, bro, give it to me.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like just a different discipline.
Definitely, definitely. No, I love the energy, man. I
Like
love it.
battles, for example,
Yeah,
it's always freestyle.
yeah,
But I'm not a battler.
yeah,
It was like I really need to practice. I had like 4 or 5 months where I just focus on myself. I just told, yeah, because we had a little beef between collective, and that's why they organized a battle, and I was like, man, I'm gonna win this battle for my collective.
mm,
And I was like really 4 or 5 months just going to rap freestyle battles, like
okay.
put the beat one to one, or
Yeah,
put the beat 2 against 2, and that's like 4 hours, like five
that's
six
nice though.
hours all
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
And I finally, at the second opportunity, I won the title for my collective. So it was like very very like so emotion intense. But I, at that moment, I really feel in myself
Mm,
the difference of the disciplines,
yeah,
because it's not a freestyle. because I'm free making my style in the battle, but if I wanna win you, I need to take your last sentence and
And then
in 1 second
I know, yeah.
make like
Or make a
this,
flip, yeah.
make a flip with the same content. And
This rebuttaling is not easy. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
so, and that's like always freestyle. It's like new input, but a conditioned input where you need to be more than the person and throw ideas faster than the person and better than the person. And it's like a change 4 bars, change 4 bars, 4 bars, 4 bars, and that's just another word. It's like making freestyle, yeah, but it's not the same because now I not really making a freestyle because I need to. In a freestyle, I'm free. I'm just ideas
whatever,
coming
just
out
come.
and in, and let's see what happened. But that's freestyle, yes, because I don't write for the battle, but it's conditioned to something.
Definitely.
And then the atmosphere is completely different.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we have to end the session right now. The hour is already over. Nothing. The next people will come in or whatever, but it was amazing to have you here. One last question. What does Gandiii mean? Is it like the Gandiii or is it like a different one?
That's very funny because it has like this revolutionary topic.
But this is your real name, or is it something that you've given yourself?
That's the point. It's like it's half.
Okay.
Because I'm Gandhi. The Indian one is with H in the middle, and my first last name, because Spain people has 2 last names. So my first last name, it's Gandiii.
Gandiii. Okay.
Gandiii. So I just was like at the beginning making graffiti, and I just hate to put my, it's like my name, like, yeah, bro, this person, like you are so dumb, like you need to, you need to see that. So this person, it's just stupid. So I get into Gandhi, like trying to change a little bit just not my name, like trying to that the people are free to interpret, so they come to that topic. So in which at which point are Gandhi as me and Gandhi that all the Gandhi that all knows, how are they connected? Feel free to interpret that. I am making a revolution. I wanna revolutionize the music industry, but it has also a connection with my last name.
Okay.
And yeah, and I just like I said, like painting graffiti, I just decide to put the last A out, and then it was like very bad, this one E, because it was like a discompense. You always like feel this vocal there at the end, like very complicated, all like in a vision way. So I just decide to put 3 of them.
Okay.
And then not the points, and I always make like a crone.
Okay.
So it's the idea of the name Gandhi with 3 E's comes really from
eyes in English, yeah.
3 E's, eyes. Just comes from aesthetic graffiti idea that just stay there. And
because I wasn't sure if it's like it's a real name or you just took it because you feel a certain way about him. You read his books and you're like, oh, I kind of like him or whatever.
Both, like it's not really the same because, but it's like very similar.
Okay.
Changing 2 letters, yeah.
Nice. It was nice to have you, man. Welcome to the show.
It was a pleasure.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Invite me.
We will upload it soon, hopefully, and then you will be tagged in. Anything else that you want to say to the people?
Yes, please feel free to come to the podcast because I really enjoy that. And I think that certain question, for example, this family question, I know not all the people are like really
willing to answer.
so often to answer a certain question or giving some details, but I think that's very important, that the interview podcast, like all this dialogue
Mm.
between two-person industries,
Yeah,
we need to change that. We need to talk more about what is the person behind the
the mic.
artist,
Yeah,
and not where comes your next
yeah.
album. Like, man,
Go
good, yeah,
deeper. Yeah,
good, like make marketing, of course, no question about it, but I don't want to talk 2 hours from a song.
yeah. About yeah,
Maybe just if we are go like really deep, 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 deep in the lyrics, that you wanna
understand
explain
every part. Yeah,
all, okay, that's
yeah,
fine, because you are talking about the art.
yeah.
But this unpersonality, like you always know the artist but not the person, it's like, I don't know, just
That's what.
personality. That's
That's
fucking
what. I appreciate that because that's what therapy session is about, to get to know the artist more behind the scenes, the ideas, where the things come from, who you truly are, and not just your music. Like the music is a part of it because that's what we do.
but it's a part of it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not the whole.
But I want to know where you're from, who you are, why you do this. And maybe we will do a second show. We will revisit all the artists after a point, once I'm through with everyone. Maybe until then, there's more to talk about. There's always more to talk about, but we always have an hour and we have to, unfortunately, cut it at some point. And like I said, we're going to come back to that and take. Maybe the next time we talk more about food and health. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, man.
Who knows? Yeah, I'm waiting, man. I am always open to good conversation.
Appreciate
I
it,
think
man. Appreciate
the
it.
people can learn a lot, and not from me, just the hearing another perspective. Doesn't
Definitely.
matter who the person is, just giving information and trying that the people come to them
Yeah. Just spark
alone,
something.
to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great, man. Thank you. We will link all of your stuff down in the description and then you can
Here.
click it
Or
somewhere.
here.
So, see you next time.
Bye bye.